Welcome everyone to another session on Current Affairs by Civils360 Academy. So, in this video, we will be looking at another important news that occurred in March of 2025. And once again, we will delve deeper into the news. We will divide the news into different topics, and we will divide the topics in such a manner that those topics that are important for prelims and those topics that are important for mains, both we will try to cover. So let's move on to the news. So the news was that the Indus River, that the Pakistan actually found significant gold deposit in the Indus River, that is about 80,000 crore. So Pakistan, we all know that it is struggling with debt. It has repeatedly went to IMF and Saudi Arabia for loans, and all those issues are there. So at this time, at this juncture, that they have found significant reserves of gold in the Indus River. It was found in the form of placer deposits. So in this video, so if you look at the news, we can see different topics. We can see topics like the gold, like the geography of the gold, the placer deposits. Then there is information about the economics of gold. Then there is about the information regarding the Indus River and the India-Pakistan relations also. So let's look into each of these topics one by one and focus on whether they are important for prelims, whether they are important for mains. So moving on to the first important topic, geography of gold. So essentially, gold is actually, we all know that it is a metal. It's usually found in rocks, which what we call as auriferous rocks. So basically, if you know the symbol for the element gold is Au, auriferous rocks can be linked to the gold. So that's pretty straightforward. They can also be found in the river beds of certain rivers. So such kind of deposits that are found on the river bed as well as on the river banks, they are actually called placer deposits, which we will see in detail. The news was initially about placer deposits, which we will see in detail. Placer deposits can also be seen in various locations like Yukon in Canada, as well as in Subarnarekha River also has certain placer deposits of gold. Gold is also seen in quartz veins. So when we study minerals in geography, we know that most minerals are found in either as a vein or as a lode. So vein, is actually it's almost a small strip of minerals. There is not much quantity there, but they are actually sources of minerals. Veins are like that. Lode, LODS, lode actually refers to the large swathes of minerals found in the nature. So these are the two common forms of minerals in various structures that we can see. So quartz veins, quartz is another mineral. Quartz veins are also locations in which structures in which we can also see gold. So gold can be seen in quartz veins also, keep that in mind. Then UPSC is sometimes asked who is the largest producer, which region is associated with the mineral. So whenever you study a particular mineral, keep in mind the distribution of that particular mineral across India as well as the world. Important regions that produces the mineral, important mines that produce the mineral. So keep these kind of facts in mind. So gold production is usually, they ask the production wise of certain minerals, but sometimes they can ask the quantity, that is the raw material, for example, the critical minerals, the different nickel, lithium, these are all important minerals. So keep in mind the largest producers as well as the largest raw materials, where these raw materials are also found. Keep those places in mind. So gold, if you look at the production wise, the largest producer is China, and then you have USA, you have areas like California, Carlin Trent, South Africa, Transvaal region, Western Australian region like Coolgardie and Kalgoorlie Belt. Then the Witwatersrand watershed also you have to remember. It's in South Africa. It is associated with gold production. Please keep these kind of regions in mind. If you go to India, you know about Kolar gold field, the Hutti gold field, then you have Hassan Goldfield. These are all in Karnataka. Then you have in Anandpur district, you have Ramaguri, that's for Andhra Pradesh. There also you can see that gold mines are there. Jharkhand, Subarnagar River we mentioned as placer deposits. Sona Nadi in Singhbhum. So these are some of the areas in which gold can be found. So keep in mind, whenever you study a particular mineral, you have to remember where they are produced in India as well as in the world. The regions associated with these minerals can be asked. Then this is actually in terms of quantity. In terms of quantity means the raw material as such, not in terms of production. Just in terms of quantity, we see that Australia is the largest, holder of reserves, gold reserves. South Africa, Transvaal region, the bottommost region also has. Russia, the Siberia part also has gold deposits, and Chile as well. In Bihar, the largest state, the largest quantity is in Bihar, followed by Rajasthan and Karnataka. So please keep these two things are different. Please be careful when the questions are coming. So this is about the geography of gold. So the news that we are discussing was actually about placer deposits. So placer deposits, I will explain in detail. So whenever there is a particular mountain in which is minerals. Minerals are usually found in mountains, or mountains are usually rich in minerals. So when weathering happens or some sort of erosion happens, sometimes the veins or lodes of minerals that are found there, they will get exposed. And after they get exposed, they will be carried on by either water or gravity or agents like that. And they will carry on this eroded, that exposed mineral bit from the veins or either lode or vein, and they will take it downstream. If it's water, it will take it downstream, and after it goes downstream, after a long period of time, it deposits this. When sedimentation happens, when the mature phase of a river, when it goes on to the the plains, it will deposit, right? So when it deposits, it will settle these mineral particles that it took from the mountain. They will deposit. It is such deposits that we call as placer deposits. Please keep this figure in mind. Placer deposits, you have the mother lode, which is essentially a large sheet. Large swathes of minerals are called lode. So keep that in mind. Veins refer to smaller mineral distributions. So usually quartz veins, quartz is just another mineral. So quartz veins are also there. So quartz veins and lodes will be, first it will be exposed by certain elements. Some weathering erosion happens, it will be exposed, and they will be, taken away or taken, separately taken from their position by, agents like water, and water will then deposit this when it reaches a mature phase or when it reaches the plains, because these particles are usually heavy. They will deposit around the river banks as well as the river beds, which we call as the placer deposits. So this is a question regarding the placer deposits. Which of the following processes are responsible for the formation of placer deposits? Weathering and erosion of primary gold sources. Yes, we saw that quartz quartz veins were there, lode and all they were the primary sources of gold, and they were actually weathering and erosion actually happened. That's the first step. Mechanical concentration by running water. Yes, it's a mechanical action of water, wherein water uses its force as individual particles. It takes away all these gold sources and deposits. Chemical precipitation from hydrothermal solutions. If you look at the image, just go back to that image of placer deposits. There is no stage in which hydrothermal, or chemical precipitation or something, some processes like that happens. So please understand, placer deposits are not related to these processes. So 1 and 2 are correct, which allows you to reach option 2, which is option B, which is only 2. So this is actually pattern only 3. So here you need to know all this. You need to have a comprehensive idea about placer deposits if you want to answer these kind of questions. So these are quite difficult. So study in a comprehensive manner. Don't just have a small idea of a particular topic. Have a 360 type of idea, type of understanding of a particular topic. Okay, next is some the kind of more important. I'm saying the more important because this topic has been recurringly, you can see it in news. Even now you can see it in news. The gold rally, the global uncertainty, how the prices of gold are, are reaching new heights. Almost 1 gram is like 10,000. It has breached that mark. 10 grams have breached the 1 lakh mark and issues and all we know. So gold is something, it is dominating the economy, the world economy. So we need to understand the economics behind it. Whenever you try to understand, the economy of gold or any other issue like that, treat that particular topic or whatever you are studying, treat it as a commodity. So in this case, gold, right? So treat gold just like any other commodity in the market. You go to the market, there is gold there. So visualize the world economy like that. So what is so special about gold? The first most important thing is that gold actually is of limited supply. Yes, we saw that sources of gold, we saw certain regions from where we get gold. So since it's not so widespread, so the supply is limited. Okay, supply. Okay, so the supply is limited. Since the supply is limited as well, the supply is limited, but we know that gold is, it is being continuously demanded by, households demand it, investors demand it, industrial users are there. The demand, it's not subduing, right? So if you go to the market, everybody is asking for gold and there is limited gold to be sold, what happens to the value of gold? The price of the gold will definitely increase. That is what is happening. That is what, happens. That is what has happened over these, since the gold standard of 1990s after dollar was, got the after the gold standard time. So we see that gold value, the value of gold is actually increasing. Okay, so the most fundamental thing that you have to understand regarding gold is that its value will increase over a period of time. That is a normal consequences of the fact that there is limited supply of gold and everybody, or not everybody, like most market players want gold. The next important thing is that it is inversely proportional to the US dollar. That is the second most important point. How that happens is that if US dollar, treat US dollar as another commodity. Say US dollar is depreciating, that is, it is losing value. So if I am an investor, I know that the gold and its value is going to increase, but the dollar and its value is decreasing. A smart investor will use all this dollar to buy the gold, right? So whenever a dollar and its value is actually increasing, the demand for gold will increase, because people can easily use this dollar, because they can get dollars at a lesser rate and they can use that to buy gold. Okay, so whenever dollar will depreciate, we can expect there are a lot of factors in which, but most likely we can see that the value of gold is also increasing. So keep that also in mind. Another important point is that, say I am an investor and I see that inflation is happening. The value of most products, most things in the market is decreasing. So if I want to accumulate wealth, I need to invest in something whose value will increase, right? So inflation is happening, value of most things are going down, but I have wealth, I need wealth, I need to amass wealth, I need to increase my wealth. I will put my money on the commodity whose value will increase over a period of time. That is why gold is a hedge against inflation. It protects an investor from inflation. Keep these ideas in your mind, thoroughly understand it, because they are central to the questions. If if anything related to gold comes, you need this understanding to crack it. So gold is a hedge against inflation. whenever the US dollar will depreciate, we can see that the gold prices are increasing. So let's look at other factors that affect the gold prices. First of all, I mentioned gold production, limited supply, obviously. Prices of crude oil and natural gas. You see, gold extraction is a highly energy intensive process. So whenever the prices of oil increases, the price of extracting gold also increases. So this has a direct proportionality with gold, the prices of gold. Demand by central banks. This is an important point because in the world market, the most dominant players would be central banks of various countries. So now at the present era, the present time, you have the Trump tariffs are there. The global demand is slowing down. China is slowing down. The world economy is in a period of volatility, protectionism. Everybody is using tariffs. There are sanctions on Russia. There are issues with Israel. Wars are going on. So in this time, what a central bank will do, it will think just like any other investor. In times of uncertainty, I need to invest in something whose value is going to increase over a period of time. I have a guarantee on that. That kind of object is gold. So in times of uncertainty, what does all the central banks do? Most of the central banks, unless there are a host of factors, political factors will be there, inflation anchoring concept is there, but keep those things aside, simply consider what happens to the demand for gold in times of uncertainty. Central banks, dominant players in the market, will try to accumulate more gold. So in times of uncertainty, what happens to the prices of gold? It will increase due to the demand pushed by central banks. Investors, similar reasoning, but they also use derivatives and exchange traded funds, not just direct physical gold. They will use other products that actually track the prices of gold. Consumer demand is there. Consumer demand, households for jewelry, for functions. India and China, until recently, they actually was responsible for almost 50% of household gold demand. I think it has slipped down below that, but still India is a huge market for as a consumer product for gold. Industrial demand for gold plating, for other uses also demand for gold is there. Since, like I mentioned, India is a huge importer of gold, what happens to the current account deficit? This is economics, so we will not delve deeply into it, but you need to have the idea about how the external balance will work for a country like India. You need to understand how a country, when it trades with others, there will be current account will be there, capital account will be there. You will have current account surplus can be there, deficit can be there. It depends upon your exports. Current account deals with all those things that are actually not assets actually. So you just understand all those things. So you can see that gold imports are about like 58 billion. It was in the financial year 2025. And our deficit, current account deficit, is actually 23.3 billion. So the fact that we import about 58 billion US dollars worth of gold, it is actually contributing to our deficit in current account, which forces us to we have a services sector, we have a surplus there. But still, we are actually dependent on the capital account. We are actually dependent on FDIs, FIs for the balance of payments, to avoid a balance of payment crisis. Because of our huge import of gold, 58 billion we import, which actually widens the current account deficits almost 0.6% of GDP. It has stagnated at that, over the past 3 years, it has stagnated there. But the gold imports have actually increased from 35 to 58 billion. 58 billion almost worth of gold we actually import. So the government has taken, various, it has tried various measures to actually slow down our import of gold. It has issued sovereign-backed gold, bonds, but it has dropped those kind of schemes. But there is a genuine need to reduce the import of gold by India. So this is an elimination question based on patterns. So please watch the videos regarding elimination if you want help on how to solve them. So this was in 2025, 10 questions were asked based on, 4 questions, 4 statement types of elimination. 3 type of elimination, more questions are being asked. But here 4 statements are given. So which of the following factors best explains the recent surge in central bank gold purchase? We have mentioned it, we have explained it. So let's see. Desire to diversify reserves and away from the US dollar. It's true, right? US dollar trump volatility, US dollar is actually not a good bet. So this is correct. To diversify the forex reserves. Low global interest rates reducing the opportunity cost of holding gold. This is a very important statement. Read this statement carefully because a few concepts are mentioned. Here first I will explain the concept of opportunity cost. Opportunity cost occurs when if you can do something better than what you are doing now, you are actually incurring an opportunity cost because you could have done that, right? Say you are a person, you can do either A, you can do either B, 2 actions. Say you chose to do B, but say you could have done A better, or you could have done B, or you could have done A better. So in that case, you are incurring an opportunity cost because you forego the opportunity of doing A. That is the concept of opportunity cost. That is, if you could have done something better, you are actually incurring an opportunity cost. If you could not have done something better, or this is the best bet you have, then your opportunity cost decreases. I'm not going into the the economics of it. This is the concept of opportunity cost. So low global interest rates. So what does that mean? It means that say you have a debt instrument issued by certain central banks or some Federal Reserve or anything, or the market players, so strong international hedge funds or institutions that have a global scale. So those instruments are now giving low returns. Okay, so they are giving low returns, and now say I am actually holding gold, right? So the value of gold is increasing, or it will increase. Over a period of time, it will increase. So if I had 2 options, global debt instruments is one, investing in gold is the other, and there is the global interest rates are decreasing. The global interest rates are decreasing. Gold, whose value will anyway increase over a period of time. If I invest in gold, is my opportunity cost reduced or increased? It will be decreasing. Opportunity cost is decreasing because I'm not going to get enough returns because of the low global interest rates. So the best bet is I put it in gold. I invest in gold. So the low global interest rate is reducing the opportunity cost of holding gold, right? So everybody is trying to hold gold more. So I hope you have understood this statement. It's a very tricky statement. Please read and understand it better. Rising confidence in markets due to Western sanctions regime. This is why I have told you to repeatedly read editorials every day. When you read editorials every day, you would know that this is a false statement. There is actually the Western sanctions on Russia has caused a lot of volatility in the market. In fact, the Trump tariff and all those issues has actually decreased the confidence in market. So the global trade is actually stagnating, it's not increasing, and all those issues, those things you can understand only if you read continuously the editorials. Okay, you read it of different newspapers, you try to read it every day, then you can get a general sense of what is happening in the world. So this is wrong. Declining prices of gold in the global markets. So obviously we have explained all this while that gold prices are actually increasing. So this is also wrong. So you can use elimination. You can eliminate 4, you can eliminate 3, which you will reach at A or B. If you know this concept, it's expertly, or you have a good grasp on opportunity cost and the ideas, you can actually crack. You can reach option 1 and 2. Okay, now let's move on to the next topic, Indus River. So just to recap, we discussed the geography of gold and the economics of gold. Geography of gold, it's more likely that it is going to be a prelims orientation type of question. And the economics of gold can be prelims, it could be mains. We will discuss it and we will see one question. Indus River, it's most going to be a a prelims question, but if the Indus Water Treaty is there is a scope for mains question in international relations. We will discuss all those things. So moving on to the Indus River. Okay, so whenever you are studying a river for UPSC, you have to study some basic things. You need to study the origin. You need to understand the the drainage or the pattern, the system. What kind of river it is, where it flows, through which towns it crosses. Some famous cities might be on its banks. Please know all those things. Then you need to check where it empties. Into which ocean, especially if you are actually studying rivers in different countries, please study where it empties into. Whether it empties into Indian Ocean, whether it empties into Atlantic Ocean or the Southern Ocean. Please study those kind of things. Important tributaries, left bank, right bank tributaries, just are important. So rivers are an important topic. So please study those kind of things. Use previous year questions. Please watch the videos of how to analyze previous year question as well. So moving on to the Indus River. Indus River, the origin is actually a glacier near Bokarchu. It's actually near the Lake Manasarovar, which is actually also close to the origin of Satluj River as well. Indus and Satluj are almost nearby. The most important point regarding Indus River is it is an antecedent river. That is, it was there in existence before the Himalayas rose up. That is, you had a Tethys Sea, you had the Tibetan Plateau, you had rivers flowing from the Tibetan Plateau to the Tethys Sea. Indus River was a river like that. And when the Himalayas actually rose, it had to cut through the Himalayas. It had to flow through and cut through the Himalayas, which is why there are deep gorges, in the Indus River, and then it has to reach the, the Arabian Sea. So please understand those kind of things. Please understand the tributaries also. So glacier near Bokarchu is the origin. In Kailash mountain range, it's Mansarovar Lake nearby there. Antecedent drainage I explained. It's older than Himalaya. It has a gentle gradient, which means slope is not too sharp. It's a gentle gradient in a general sense. Okay, the average, if you look at it, it has a gentle gradient. It enters Ladakh at Demchok. So if you know the Indo-China dispute, you know how you remember the Depsang Plains. Demchok is there. Pangong So is there. Galvan Valley is there. So remember that we will have a picture here. So essentially this is the Indus River system. So this is the origin and this will be Demchok. If you remember the map, in the China map, you know that Demchok is here. So here you have Demchok. Then it joins the Zaskar River at Leh. Then it joins the Shok River at Skardu. And these are all its right bank tributaries. Please remember that it actually flows through two important ranges, the Ladakh range as well as the Zaskar range. So that also you have to remember. Then it crosses the Himalayas at Attock. Attock is in Pakistan. So it's actually north of Nanga Parbat. That is here. Attock will be here and Nanga Parbat is actually here. That is why they say that it crosses it and a bend, a syntaxial bend happens and it flows down into Pakistan. Then it is joined by the Kabul River. It flows through the Potwa Plateau. It crosses the Salt Range. So whenever you study a river, you just trace the path because several geographical features will be there. So whenever they say a particular, UPSC might ask a particular geography feature, a mountain name, and they will give a region. So to answer those kind of questions, please have a mental map, mind map of the flow of important rivers like Indus and all. The blind Indus River dolphin is found exclusively in Indus River. Keep that also in mind. Then you have the left bank tributaries like Zaskar, Zuru, Soan, Jhelum Chenab, Devi Bees and Satluj. So these are all left bank, tributaries. As per the Indus Water Treaty, which was signed in 1960, the west flowing rivers, which includes Indus, Jhelum, Chenab, these were all allotted to Pakistan. That is 80% of the entire river flow of the river system. 20% of the river system, that is Ravi, Beas, Satluj, which are called east flowing rivers, they were allotted to India. 20% of the entire river. Right bank tributaries like Shok, Gilgit, Hunza, Swat, Kabul, Khurram and Gomal. Dams also has been asked because of the hydrological warfare, the the advantages that the upstream countries have with respect to downstream countries. We know about China's new dam they are going to be building near that Brahmaputra, on Brahmaputra, and so dams are important topics. So just understand which topics are built by India: Nimu, Basgo, Atle. Then you have the Stakna barrage. Stakna barrage is also at Leh. Then you have Pakistan has built dams like Tarbela, Chashma barrage, Ghazi Barota are all dams built by Pakistan on the river. So Indus Water Treaty we have discussed. Okay, this is the Indus River system. Please understand how the river is flowing, different tributaries, the different places that it crosses. Okay, this is actually 3 statements elimination pattern. 25 questions have been asked. This is the most usually used elimination. So which of the following statements about the Indus River are correct? It is one of the longest rivers in the world. Okay, it's a kind of like general statement, and it is there's nothing that actually you can say to negate that statement, right? So it's true. The Indus River basin is shared by India, Pakistan, Afghanistan. It's also true because you know about the Kabul River. If you know that there is a Kabul River that is obviously from Afghanistan, you can easily say it. Major dams on the Indus River: Tarbel and Ghazi Barota. So you need to know the dams built. It's actually built by Pakistan. We saw in that, but you need to know it. Right, if you know 1 and 2, you can actually reach A or D, but you still need to know D, that is the dams. So to reach that final 5-6 marks, this knowledge is required. One more fact is needed. So please study comprehensively in a thorough manner. Okay, so lastly we will just go into mains as well. So like I said, there is a perspective of the economy of gold to be asked in mains, especially because it's repeating in current affairs. There is a huge demand, investor demand for gold, and its value is increasing. So this is actually the micro topic. Please remember issues related to growth, which is in GS3. So remember the micro topic. So whenever you read current affairs, if there is some issue regarding the issue faced by Indian economy, it could be issue like, for example, issue faced by manufacturing sector in India. We all know that labor intensive manufacturing is not growing. Then there is the issue of private demand not growing, private investment slowing down. All these things are issues related to growth of Indian economy. So whenever you read, please connect it to GS3 because it's an important topic. Despite record high gold prices, jewelry demand in India is falling while investment demand is rising. Discuss the factors behind this divergence and the implications for Indian economy. So let's treat it as a 50 marker. So you have like 3 pages. So high gold prices, you just mentioned that there is a high gold prices there. Then you see that jewelry demand is falling and investment demand is rising. So just provide that context. There is a divergence between those 2 things. The factors behind this divergence. So first you have to mention this, then you have to mention this. These all should not take much space. It should be within the first page itself. Maximum within the first half of the page you need to establish all these things. Then you have to discuss why their factors are dividing. So when you write the factors, you can split into why jewelry demand is falling. It's because of the expensiveness of gold, household income not growing, quality jobs are not there, or alternative investment, are there. Then you can say that there is a danger, there is a security issue if they are actually accumulating physical gold. So these all issues you can say. Then you can say why investment demand is increasing. So you write that. So the first part, why jewelry demand is actually is actually declining, you put that in the first page and half of the second page, not just half, just up to 1/3 of the second page, and then onwards you write the why investment for gold is actually increasing. You can say global volatility, demand from central banks, gold is being attractive because of the supply issue, you can mention. So you write points like that. Then on the final page you need to write the implications for Indian economy. What are the implications of Indian economy? Despite the households are not there, there is still huge import of gold. So you can write the positive implications and negative implications. Positive implications, you can say that wealth accumulation is improving. It is actually improving the assets owned, asset formation are there, which actually helps the savings, investment, all those things you can write. Negative implications, the import side you can write, current account balance you can write. So keep this thing in your mind. Even when you are studying for prelims, please understand the holistic idea of these kind of topics. When you prepare notes, ensure that you do not miss out on these kind of topics when you reach prelims, when you reach study current affairs. Okay, so in this session we looked into the geography of gold, the economics of gold, then we looked at the Indus River system, and we also saw the importance of gold, or the economics of gold, how it can be asked in mains as well. So please watch the videos before, if you have if you need guidance on how UPSC is asking questions, how the patterns have shifted, please watch those videos. Please continue watching these current affair videos. We will be covering all these current affairs from January 2025 to next prelims. Please watch these videos and get a comprehensive idea of these topics. Thank you.